Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, June 5th. Today in Baton Rouge. Stop me if you've heard this one before. There's a chance of rain out there. High of about 87. On today's show, we'll talk LSU baseball as they land a big-time transfer portal edition. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Bill Bender of the Sporting News joins us at 8:30. And at 9:15, Bobby Carpenter from SiriusXM College Football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane Studios, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone, boom!
Live from the Raising Cane Studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo! Welcome in, OTB, here on this Friday. No Flynn. He's at the beach. He's beaching. Jake, Moose, Luke, and Tay here with you for the next 3 hours. Fired up to be here. As Tay said, we do have some great guests lined up. Excited to have those conversations with our guy, Bill Bender, who came up with a quarterback list that we talked about the other day. Also, my guy, Bobby Carpenter, the general Big Ten Bob's going to join us. But before we get to any of that, like we always do, let's go around the room with a little vibe check. Moose, how we doing?
I mean, did you see the news at 10 p.m. last night? Landon
Absolutely
Hood?
not. I was asleep.
Feeling good. Doing good here on this Friday morning.
What was the news at 10 p.m.?
Jay Johnson's on the board, man. Landon Hood, Gonzaga righty, freshman of the year, coming to Baton Rouge, looking to restore order on the mound. Let's get hype.
Dude, nobody's more hyped than this man right here, Jake. We're sitting there this morning. I hear Moose in his office. I hear, oh, good pitch. Oh, what a throw. And I'm like, Moose, remember, if it lasts longer than 4 hours, contact your physician, buddy. Moose's fired up about it.
Hey, you should be.
Yeah.
You should be.
And they have full outings of his on YouTube. I mean, I'm not going to not just sit there and watch that. I mean, come on, that's awesome.
Oh, man. That is good. And we'll certainly come back to that. I didn't see it last night. More this morning situation for me. Yeah.
But I mean, it got the juices flowing, though, right?
No, I get it.
There you go.
No, I get it. I mean, I didn't even touch a stair coming up here today. Just right up there. Didn't even touch a stair. Tay, how we doing?
Well, Jake, it's National Donut Day, so pretty dang good. We're excited.
Oh, I forgot about that. You were excited about that.
Oh, we got a dozen sitting right out there in the hallway for everybody. It's awesome.
Well, you know nobody's going to be in this building for like 4 more hours. That's not us.
Well, look, they're going to have a cold donut then. It is what it is. Still, Moose, Mary Lee's wasn't open this morning at like 5:30. Drove by, not a car in the parking lot, no light on. But, I mean, I live by like 3 donut shops. It was like, no big deal. We'll hit the next one.
I wonder why Mary Lee's wouldn't have been open.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
I told Musso yesterday there was a shot that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I figured they opened at like 5.
Their website says 5:30, but it was like 5:35, and there wasn't nothing on in that building.
It's Friday, late start. Understandable. I get it.
It's very true. It's very true. It was a late start on the roads today. I guess college kids aren't in school. I guess, first maybe full week, summertime. I don't know. There was nobody on the road this morning. It looked like a ghost town in Baton Rouge.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I got here in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I always know how the traffic was in Baton Rouge based off Taylor's mood when he gets here.
Yeah.
It's true. Dude, I am a crash out driver. I mean, if there's even a slight inconvenience for me on the road, like some poor soul just got in an accident, they're on the phone with their insurance agent. No, it's me that's inconvenienced. I mean, it's bad. Victoria doesn't like riding with me.
I can't imagine she would.
That's not the only reason, but like that adds to it.
Yeah. I cannot imagine she would. Oh, man. Playoffs tonight. Moose is going to give us a full breakdown of the NBA Finals.
Go Knicks? Question mark.
In this room, yes.
Yeah.
Certainly since Alondra and Flynn aren't here. It is go Knicks. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one for my old Knickerbockers. Obviously, they are up 1 to nada, but it is going to be very difficult for them to go up 2-0. I say that, but, man, they haven't lost in 12 games.
I know, like I picked the Spurs game
Crazy.
because the Knicks hadn't lost in so long, but it may not matter. The Spurs are fighting for their lives. They have to win this game. Like I'm picking them for that reason. You go down to 0-2, drop both games at home, you're done.
Not only is it 12 straight for the Knicks, it's double-digit win after double-digit win after double-digit win after double-digit win.
Yeah, it's been just whippings
Yeah.
that they've been putting on teams. Now, Vegas says San Antonio is a 6.5-point favorite. It opened up at 5.5. The first game, I think it was 4.5 is where it settled. So this one, Vegas thinks, like Tay-Tay, I mean, they have to have it. You're at home. If you don't get this one, bad case scenario for you, worst case scenario for you. So I'm looking forward to it. I look, as a Knicks fan, I want it to be a good series. I thought the game the other night, it was a really good game. It had a lot of runs, a lot of back and forth. Now, the Knicks pulled away at the end, and credit to them because it looked like so many times. Initially, the Spurs are going to pull away. They were up 14, and then the Knicks come back. And then at one point, it felt like the Knicks were going to pull away when they were up, 8 or 7? And then here comes the Spurs. They went on a 9-0 run. It's like, okay, well, here they come. And then the Knicks pull away from them in the end. It was a great back and forth. Getting a little nervous.
Just to be expected.
A little nervous. First time since 99 they've been in the finals. They say act like you've been there before, but in my lifetime they've been there once.
I think I think it's going to go your way. I thought that before game one. I obviously think that now. I think the Knicks are going to take this series in 6 games.
Twice. 94, 99? I hope so. I hope you are certainly right. I hope that is the case. Moose, how much are you watching college baseball right now?
Oh, I mean, I'm still on it.
Are you still on it?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I had Squeeze play on all weekend. Like all weekend last weekend. The only time I wasn't kind of like in front of the TV, Sunday afternoon I went and chilled by the pool for like 2.5 hours. But I was back inside ready to go for like the regional final winners bracket games on Sunday night. Like I watched it all. I mean, it's rare that, thank goodness it's rare that we get this opportunity where we can actually just sit back and watch the tournament.
Yeah.
It's not super fun. Like, it did feel like something was missing, but the theater and the games were great. I mean, upset after upset. I mean, extra innings, walk-offs. Like, it was an awesome first round of the NCAA baseball tournament last weekend. So, yeah, I mean, look, they'll get underway here, 11 a.m. Super Regionals. I'll be tuned in throughout the weekend at that as well. I'm watching. I like baseball. So, I mean, I got home last night and turned on Astros Pirates.
Okay, yeah, that is a deep.
I mean, I wasn't locked into it, but I had it on in the background. I'd peek at it every now and then, and I'm eating dinner or sitting on the couch.
Who are you rooting for? Because it's hard for me to watch a game where I'm not at least being like, I want that team to win. But when LSU's not in it, where do you go?
Well, it depends.
You go for feel-good story? I mean, you don't go to the other SEC teams.
I go to feel-good story or wherever my money is placed.
That's true, too.
So, I mean, feel-good for me, I mean, how could it not be Little Rock right now with what they came down?
Chris Curry's awesome.
Chris Curry's awesome. They came down here last year, gave LSU everything they wanted. They're swept through the Hattiesburg Regional, Super Regional. Like, love to see Little Rock make a run to Omaha. Are they going to win anything when they're there? Maybe not, probably not. But love to see them do that. And then I'll tell you, Jake, West Virginia, man, I like that group. They feel like they've been on the cusp for the last few years. Steve Sabins has done a really nice job up there. It's a great atmosphere for college baseball in Morgantown. They've really embraced that sport up there, which is, not common for that area of the country. So I love that. And it's their 3rd straight Super Regional. They finally get to host one. It's their best draw of the 3 because, 24 you were at North Carolina, 25 you were at LSU. Now you get Cal Poly at home, a team that's fly across the country. So that, like, Little Rock and West Virginia, I know they're probably not going to win it all, but that's really the rooting interest right now just because they're fun, feel-good stories.
If you're hitting reset on everything that happened in the regionals, now you're in super regionals, and you're looking at the matchups, you're looking at the path, who would you say top 2, top 3 maybe favorites?
I like Georgia against Mississippi State. I know that might sound odd to say like top 3 favorite there because that's supposed to be such a tightly contested series.
Right.
Georgia's beat them Georgia's 4-0 against them now, and all of those have been away from Athens. They swept them in Starkville. They beat them in the SEC tournament.
Right.
Now you get them at home, a ballpark that plays so well to Georgia's strengths. I think that could go 3 games, but I do think Georgia ultimately gets that done. I like Texas a lot as well against Oregon. I think Oregon's got a really good ball club. The lineup is very impressive for Oregon, but I've also just seen this story before of Oregon going up against an SEC program late in the postseason, and it normally goes the SEC program's way. So I like Texas there an awful lot. And if I'm looking for a third one, man, I think the rest of them are actually going to be pretty highly contested. But Chapel Hill has my attention because North Carolina's got to face Mason Edwards from USC in game number 1. And if USC can win that game, and then you have Gavall going in the next one, like they put themselves in a great position, and they've been awesome behind Mason Edwards all year. I mean, that guy's probably going to be a day 1 draft pick come July. I mean, he's been great. So North Carolina, last ACC team remaining out of 9. They got 1 into the region. The Big Ten. The Big 10, the Big 12 got more teams in the super regional round than the ACC. So those are really the 3 that I'm honed in on. And as I said, I mean, I'll obviously have eyes on West Virginia and Little Rock because of the story there with those 2.
Yeah, ACC tough scenes for them. And certainly when they're trying to make the jump to where the SEC is and try to be like, hey, it's the SEC and us. And then stuff like this happens, it feels like every year.
I mean, that was a brutal showing. Yeah. Like when Oklahoma, who is a good team, okay, but that's a middle of the pack SEC team.
Yeah,
they're good, but they're middle of the pack in the SEC. They went and beat supposedly the ACC's best team twice.
Yeah,
when they had to beat them twice, like facing elimination twice. That's in their own ballpark. That's just a really tough pill to swallow for the Atlantic Coast Conference. Or the
a lot of people
Coast
thought
Conference.
Georgia Tech was like the best team in the country.
Yeah,
I mean, we had I filled in for Hunt last week. He had Joe Healy on as his natty pick, like heading into regional, Georgia Tech. I mean, there was a lot of people out there that liked him. Who's the Big Ten team that doesn't have a baseball program?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin does not.
You know why I remember that? Because Milwaukee.
You've never seen them play?
No, because Milwaukee, when they came down here, we all learned that they are the only Division I baseball program in the state of Wisconsin.
Look at that.
Is University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
And the conference still got more teams than the ACC.
Wisconsin doesn't have one. In the Big 12, Colorado doesn't have one.
Yep, Colorado does not have
I
one.
believe that's the 2 that can always stand out.
Mm-hmm.
And Vanderbilt doesn't have softball.
They don't.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird.
It's college
And
baseball.
It's college
especially in the
baseball,
SEC.
but in the SEC and softball, where most years every team makes the postseason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Vandy, you should.
Maybe that's why they don't want one. They don't want to have to like start up a program in this gauntlet that is the SEC right now. They're like, we might pass on that.
Yeah. Hey, look, guys, we just got good at football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it took Corbs almost a decade to win the Natty in baseball, and he had some really good teams. We just got good at football. Let's maybe pump the brakes on the softball.
I even heard, because I was talking with their AD one time down in Destin at meetings, and one of the things she said is, we don't have a place to put a facility.
That makes a lot of sense,
She was
actually.
like, we don't have anywhere to put a softball team, which was crazy.
That makes sense. When you think of that campus, I mean,
it's locked.
all their athletic complexes are locked.
Oh, they high five.
Yeah, they do. They're like right there.
Well, you don't
Rub
have anywhere.
shoulders, man.
You don't have anywhere to expand either because of the city.
No.
Nashville.
I mean, that's on Broadway.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people realize that. Like, that is on the main strip if you've never been.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere to go.
Nope.
Vandy. Jared Curtis, stand up.
Jake, is it BYU? Somebody's basketball arena and football stadium technically connect. Like, you can actually walk through a door. Who is that? It's a big school.
I mean, Vanderbilt's does. You can, you walk into the end zone and you walk into the basketball facility. At least I know the practice facility. I don't know if you can get to the game facility, but I know for sure where the basketball practice is, it's like on the other side of the end zone, but it all connects.
Dude,
Like
that's crazy.
They don't have any room to go anywhere in Vanderbilt.
I never even really thought of
literally,
that. That makes sense.
you'll see teams hit foul balls onto the football field.
It's not BYU. I'm trying to find this. Saw a guy on
That's crazy.
TikTok do it. Like he walked out of the basketball arena into one of the football corridors.
Now, BYU's got it pretty good set up. God, LeVar Edwards Stadium?
Lavelle Edwards.
Ah, dang.
The backdrop, man.
Yes.
God, so good.
Incredible. All right. We'll take our first break of the show. As you heard, as soon as we went to Moose, he's pretty excited about Landon Hood. So we'll get a full breakdown there. We'll talk a little LSU football, a little LSU defense in hour number one. As we said, Bill Bender of the Sporting News joins us later on. Bobby Carpenter of SiriusXM. Big show today. Stay locked in. OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go see our friends over at Trash Rangers. TrashRangers.com is the website. Residential, commercial trash pickup services. And also roll-off dumpsters. Remember, they have 3 different sizes to choose from. Like I went with the 15 yards, but Flynn needed the 30-yard one. They've got one even bigger than that, right? So no matter how big your project is, no matter how small your project is, they've got a roll-off dumpster for you. It's incredibly easy. They come, they drop it off. Tell them when you're done. They come, they pick it up. I mean, it is hassle-free for you. All you do is put the trash in the dumpster. We always talk about residential commercial trash pickup service, weekly text reminders. Never forget to take out the trash again. And also, if you fall on a holiday, you're not going to skip a week. They actually will pick up on Saturday. Sanitation department, something new there for Trash Rangers. If you have a job site or if you're hosting an event and you need a portable restroom, they've got you covered there as well. Go to the website today, TrashRangers.com.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB. I said I didn't touch a stair walking up here. Musso hit the stairs with a different body part. All right, Musso, all right. Baseball transfer portal. You said 10 o'clock last night. Some of us found out at 6:30 a.m. this morning.
All that matters is you found out.
That's true. Landon Hood. And you told us about him yesterday. Somebody that you talked about whenever we didn't really talk a whole lot of players. I mean, we talked, I think, maybe 2, maybe 3 specific players, and he was one of them. So for LSU baseball fans, because right now you don't have anything to cheer for. LSU baseball is not in the postseason. It's a very odd place for all of us to be here on this station. Right? We're typically getting super regional ready. We are breaking it down from every single angle. We're having Ben McDonald and Todd Walker and all of our guys on to talk about it. Well, we don't have that this year. What we have to talk about is the baseball transfer portal, and so far, so good by getting Landon Hood.
Yeah, so LSU adds Landon Hood. Obviously, you know, pitching is one of the top, if not the top needs for LSU in the transfer portal here in 2026 offseason after the year they put forth on the mound in the regular season. Hood comes from Gonzaga, has 2 years of eligibility left. That's really the first thing that I love.
Right.
I look back at some of the better transfers that Jay Johnson has been able to bring in. They've been multi-year guys like Tommy White, like Riley Cooper, like Zach Cowan, like Chris Stanfield. They've been guys who have been able to be here, and you can retain them and even develop them in your program. So I love that first and foremost with Landon Hood. Throws it from the right side, 6'3", 200 pounds. High school player of the year in Arizona. His senior season had a sub-1 ERA in high school. Carried that over to Gonzaga. Was by far, from a number standpoint, the Zags' best pitcher in 2026. Freshman of the year in the WCC. 16 appearances overall, 4 starts. We can get into all of that. but mainly a 2-pitch guy right now. It's a really good fastball. Get up to 96, 97, really going to kind of live mid-90s. The best pitch, his best offering is a changeup, just your kind of your normal right-handed changeup, straight change with a little tail. Upper 70s, though. So when you think about the difference there from his fastball to the changeup, that's really significant. Normally you see about a 10-mile-per-hour difference. He's greater than that, and it's generating about 53% whiffs this past season as well. A lot of strikes. Was better as a reliever as a freshman. Did make 4 starts. Struggled in those. We can get into that a little bit. But the thing that really stands out is he faced 3 Power 4 teams this year. Oklahoma, super regional team, by the way. Oregon, super regional team. And Washington was the other. He threw 5 1/3 shutout innings, 2 walks, 11 punch-outs against Power 4 competition. That shows you that the stuff can absolutely translate, can absolutely play in league in the SEC. And this is a guy who should come in and contribute on the weekend and definitely compete for a starting rotation
spot. That's what my next question was going to be. Where is he going to live for LSU? And nothing's ever going to be set in stone on June the 5th as you get ready for the next baseball season. But what would you envision him doing? Would it be to, like, as soon as you said changeup, I'm like, okay, well, Zach Cowan kind of comes to mind of somebody you're trying to replace the same pitcher arsenal as he had. Would it be a role like that? Do you think he would be a weekend rotation guy? Because Zach Cowan, he was, hey, we need you. Now, what we need from you, we don't really know at the point. We do need you, though, and that's who he was for the last couple of years.
He definitely profiles as a starting pitcher, and he'll get every opportunity to earn that spot in the starting rotation. I mean, they're not bringing Landon Hood in, and Landon Hood's not coming to LSU to be a bullpen guy, right? I will say the starts, he struggled in. He made 4 of them, 18 innings, an ERA of 7 in those starts. That's really what drove his numbers up. He had an ERA sub 2.5, but what drove his numbers up were the starts. Walks were elevated there. Strikeouts remained. But what's encouraging to me, at least about the start, if I'm looking through it, is his first 5 outings were out of the pen. He was so good, you move him into the rotation, right? That's normal. That's how this progression would go. This guy's dominating. Let's put him on the weekend and give ourselves the best chance to win series. He struggled in his first 3 starts. They were back-to-back-to-back. He goes back to the bullpen, then gets a start later in the year against San Francisco, and it was his best start of the season. 5 1/3, gave up 2 runs, like 1 walk, like handful of strikeouts. So it looked like, okay, he maybe got the jitters out early in the starting role, went back to the bullpen, settled down, and was good. The other reason you look at this and go, okay, profiles as a starter, his relief wasn't an inning here, an inning there. Right. His longest relief outing on the year was 6 2/3 innings. That was his last outing of the season, if I have that correct. Yeah, I mean, he went over 100 pitches twice in relief, 99 another time, and then 98 another time after that. So he's been stretched out.
Right.
He's going to get that opportunity. We'll see. Not everybody can make the jump, but some can. And we've seen guys make the jump from a bullpen also. I think you look at it, best case scenario, starting rotation weekend guy, right when he gets to campus. Worst case scenario, contributes out of the bullpen, moves into the rotation with one of his extra years of eligibility that he does have since he's not eligible until 28.
Yeah. Would you move Kaysen potentially if he comes in? Because we've talked about that a lot on this show. Like, I mean, what do you do with him? Because you were talking about not everybody can make the jump. It's like, you're still out on him if he can make the jump. Like, he's been awesome. At times he hasn't. Like, what would you do with him?
That's a hard thing to answer on June 5th. I think right now on June 5th, and let me stress that again, on June the 5th, considering they've brought in one guy, Kaysen Evans still has a rotation spot for me. Kaysen Evans, before the arm soreness at Mississippi State, was your best starting pitcher. When you add everything in totality, he got you deepest in the game. He pitched you into the 6th inning 70% of the time before the arm soreness. Were you always winning those games? No. His struggle was early. He'd get off to a slow start, walks, things of that nature, and then really settle in and get you deep in the game. But, I mean, you got quality starts from Kaysen Evans. The way I've put it kind of, I think Kaysen Evans can absolutely be a starting pitcher in the SEC. I don't know if he's the Friday night guy in the SEC. I think he's better suited in a starting role Saturday, Sunday in the league. But you've seen it in the bullpen from him, how awesome he was as a freshman. Landon Hood, when I look at it, it's similar. Like, Their lines are similar from their freshman seasons. The starts gave Evans trouble outside of one his freshman year. They gave Hood trouble outside of one his freshman year. That's not to say he, again, can't make the jump. Plenty of people can. Cooper Moore did that. Like, Cooper Moore was a reliever his first year at Kansas, made the jump as a starter, and was awesome, was very good, and ended up at LSU. So it can happen, but, I mean, even their stuff is similar between the two. So for me right now on June 5th, I think Casey Evans is still rotation guy. He's going to get an opportunity to earn that spot anyway. Like, everyone they're bringing in, this is competition, right? It's not, right, you're coming in, you're starting, and you're going to the pit. No, they're going to let all these guys earn the opportunity because that's why they're here. Like, Casey Evans wants to be a starting pitcher. William Schmidt wants to be a starting pitcher. Cooper Moore wants to be. They all do. That's where you make the money. So they're all going to get that opportunity. We'll just see ultimately who wins out. The great thing is Landon Hood's an awesome get for them, stuff standpoint and production. Like, that's proven production in Division I. And he's got a lot left. They got to keep developing the breaking ball. And when they do that, I mean, that's what really could put him over as a starter when you're not just fastball changeup.
If you were to say, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but so starting pitching and arms in general, after you don't want to ever not do that after you set all the records for the wrong reasons on the mound, is shortstop the number one priority? Now, with Milam, you don't know. Like, there's a chance. It's not a great chance, but there's a chance. So how do you navigate that? And Taylor, I want you to answer that as well. How do you navigate that knowing that you do have a player that potentially could come back, but you also know you have to attack that with full force in the transfer portal?
So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, no, exactly what you just said. You attack it full force in the transfer portal. You can't take the risk. Like, you have to go out and try to sign a top flight shortstop, one of the best guys in the portal. I mean, that's what you're going to do. And again, preferably one with multiple years of eligibility, who, if Milam does decide can come back, he can play one of the other infield positions and then move over to shortstop the next season. But you have to be able to have somebody that you trust can play that position at a high level, at this level in the SEC, in case Milam does leave. And furthermore from that, Ethan Claus entered the transfer portal last night. Not unexpected. Like, I would say that was probably expected. The kid had 4 at-bats. He was a really highly touted guy coming out of high school. That's just the type of player that LSU and most programs have struggled to keep. With him leaving, you return one infielder that you know. Like, Milam has his decision. Jack Ruckert's coming back. Jack Ruckert's the only one. You're bringing in 3 or 4 shortstops in your high school class. Some of them might go pro. Some of them might show up. You have to build depth and experienced depth all around the infield. But you attack the transfer portal, in my opinion, like Stephen Milam is going pro. And you got to try to find his replacement.
I think you have to, because if you don't want to be left at the altar with nothing.
Even if you find his replacement and he comes back, Moose just mentioned it. You basically have an entire new infield. Like, take shortstop out of it. Can you get a guy that you signed to play short? Milam comes back. Hell, put him at second, because guess what? You weren't good there last year either. You weren't good at third last year either. Your entire infield was bad. So, like, go get a guy, see if you can plug and play him.
I'm with you. I think you have to be aggressive at all positions. Anytime that it comes to this guy might go to the draft, be it high school or be it one of your own guys, you can't sit back. You got to make sure you have the guy. And then if you have both by chance, hey, go compete like hell, go win a job, because we are not sitting here and just being left with nothing to be able to go back out there and put out there to be our shortstop, to be our leadoff hitter, whatever situation might be. And really, I'm talking about any position. Real quick, before we move on from baseball, they got crushed in the high school recruiting class and the guys that got drafted, even some in the portal a year ago. Mm-hmm. That's so hard to navigate. It's so hard to predict. But you do hear people around the program say they feel better about this class and not losing as many as they did a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think one reason for that is the class is bigger. Too. I mean, you're gonna, and it's just deep and talented, like they always are. But you're looking at 24 guys in this class. I mean, if you lose 6 of those, you're still getting a buttload of talented guys to campus. So you have a bigger crop there,
right?
And I think the top of your class is deeper because of that, which is very good. And they're going to be happy with the guys that they get. Jay, the way Jay recruits, you're always going to be happy with the guys that they get to campus. The issue is keeping them here has been a bit of an issue, not just for LSU, for all. Yeah. I mean, I think Kentucky's got like 3 or 4 freshmen in the portal right now. So every program goes through that. Guys want to play. I think that's one reason you're seeing mid-majors like Little Rock, like St. John's, like Troy, like Mercer, like all those Coastal be so good now and be able to compete in these postseason formats because they're getting more guys out of high school. Yeah. They're getting transfers that maybe go down a level. Like it's that we're at bigger schools. So, yeah, no, I mean, they'll be fine. The 8 that they lost to professional baseball a year ago was the most by far in Jay Johnson's time at LSU. And given where the draft is positioned in July, which they need to move it back to June, just for the college baseball calendar, that makes it really tough because the decision happens and where are you in the portal, like you were just talking about with Milam.
All right, we'll take a break. We've still got much more coming your way. Our guy Bill Bender joins us. Bobby Carpenter joins us still here on the show. We'll have all that for you when we jump back here on OTB Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, is your business getting everything it can out of its technology? If not, it's time to call Gulf Coast Office Products. For decades, GCOP has been helping Louisiana businesses work smarter with customized office technology solutions designed to improve productivity, efficiency, and communication. So whether you need copiers, printers, managed IT services, document management, cybersecurity solutions, or business phone systems, Gulf Coast Office Products has the experience and local support to keep your operation running smoothly. What really gets GCOP set apart from the rest is their service. When you need help, the person you call is the person that is going to help. That is something they hang their hat on. It is the thing they're most prideful about, and you're going to get that every single time. So if you're ready to improve that efficiency, focus on growing your business like Gulf Coast Office Products help. Remember, you can visit them online today, get everything scheduled and ready to go. Check out all the bells and whistles at gcopnet.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Always want to remind you about our friends over at K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. K2ZBlinds.com is the website. That's KTOZBlinds.com. Have Brandon Barton and the team come out to your space, know your space, change your space in a matter of minutes. They've done it for me. They will certainly do it for you. And, well, they helped me out in a way I didn't even know. I had no idea that the outside shade was actually going to help the inside portion of my house. It's going to shade the living room. It's going to save on some of those energy bills, and that's exactly what it's done. KTOZBlinds.com is the website. Go there today to schedule your appointment. All right, Tay, you put this article inside the doc, the 5 burning questions for the LSU defense, and we'll kind of go around the room here, answer some of the questions that we have. And the number one question is, who starts along the interior defensive line? And I'm going to say my answer is it doesn't matter.
No, I'm good with that because a lot of talent, not a lot of experience.
It doesn't matter because, one, there's dudes. That's a big part of it. It's probably the key part. The second part why it doesn't matter is no position group rotates more than the interior of the defensive line. So who starts does not matter. It's how effective they are, obviously. But you've got 3 freshmen that I think are ready to play right now. You've brought in some players, obviously, through the portal. So I don't think it matters. I think you finally have a group. Last year, that group was poor. Kyle Williams did everything he possibly could with everything that he had. And I give him a lot of credit. I give Jacobin Guillory a lot of credit for working and being the best version that I've ever seen him be. But there wasn't a whole lot there, right? You had an undersized lineman from USF, and he was really good and for what he was, right? Not a drafted guy. Mm-hmm. None of those guys got drafted. They're undrafted free agent rookies. They're in camps, but they didn't get drafted. It wasn't an uber talented group. I don't want to say very, because Jacobin Guillory does have some talent. it was one of, if not your weakest position group on the football team last year.
I think you got a lot of talent this year.
Now you're like, hey, let's go get 3 really ready to play freshmen to put into that group.
Well, dude, I mean, in spring, this is why I'm so high on Deuce Gerald's. He was repping with the ones at defensive tackle at 270 pounds. I imagine he's going to put on a little bit more than that and play closer to probably 285. That's probably only going to make him better. Can Dominic McKinley take the next step? Richard Anderson. Lamar Brown wasn't even there in spring ball. What's he going to give? Stephon Green, I mean, he was in and out of the lineup in spring with an injury, but he's a guy that's played a lot of football. Malik Blockton's played a lot of football. To your point about it not mattering, you got the perfect mix right now of like big-time, highly touted freshmen and the savvy veteran group. I always like when a room is mixed with like that sort of difference, right? Like the veteran that's been there, done that, may not be eye-popping. The highly touted freshman, that's going to make everybody better. I'm actually kind of excited about this room.
I think it should be. I think it's got a little bit of everything. I think it's got some young players even that have different skill sets. And I'm excited to see what Lamar Brown can, because we didn't get to
he's not
see
even
him
here yet
in the spring because, the way that his high school schedule was. And I actually don't blame guys for doing that. Like, hey, man, go have your spring.
Yeah,
your senior year, go play
enjoy
baseball.
Go to prom,
track,
go
to prom, track, all those things, man.
Do all that.
Enjoy high school.
Yes, and I know it's so tough because like 85% of the recruiting class does it, but he will be here. He'll have an opportunity. He can play catch up here in the summertime. But you've also got a couple of transfers in from some big schools, from Auburn, from Clemson. That is the position group for LSU that I think got head and shoulders more talent into the room than it had the year before. It has the most improvement, I think. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to rack my brain. I don't want to misspeak, but I without even looking at the analytics of it, I can tell you from what it was to what it is, it got better more than any position group.
For sure. You hope edge rusher does the same thing. Because think about last year. You brought in Pyburn. You brought in Patrick Payton, Jamari Butler. I mean, pairing that with Gabe Relaford, none of them were able to give you anything.
Yeah, they had 3 sacks.
Like Harold Perkins led your team in sacks with 3.5 as an individual. Like, think about that. He was your star last year. None of those guys were able to give you anything. We know Prince will, Uman Mielen. He was really good at Ole Miss. You hope that translates. Jordan Ross hadn't played a ton because of injury, but that's a former highly recruited guy. Anything along that defensive front, like, I'm cautiously optimistic because we haven't seen it, but the talent's there.
It kind of looks like an LSU defensive line.
It does.
Again.
That's well said.
Like, that's the, when you were going through it from last year, Jake, and you're right, it didn't look the part. They played hard. They gave effort.
They did.
Like, they went out there and they fought.
Yeah.
But it didn't look the part.
No, you had 3 sacks between your 2 edge rushers that you brought in.
This looks the part. Now, we'll see how they go out when they go out there and they actually put the pads on and they play real football week 1 against Clemson, which is going to be a physical game. I know Clemson obviously is not the team that they were, but that's going to be physical. The SEC is going to be physical. We'll see how it looks then. But at least now, like, Deuce Gerald's looks like an LSU defensive lineman. Richard Anderson looks like an LSU defensive lineman that we've been so accustomed to. And when LSU has been their best, they've had first-rounders and draft picks on the defensive line, and it feels like you have that again across all class levels and, as you said, different skill sets as well.
Well, think about last year. Bernard Gooden, 6'1", 268 is what he was on the roster. And, like, sure, he made plays in fall camp. Like, that was not a joke. Like, he actually went out there and he made plays. It didn't translate on the field, but, neither did a lot of the transfers you brought in. But
And Gooden got hurt. He had a shoulder?
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury.
He was playing through, so he was trying to
he was playing through it. But, like, to your point, like, that's an undersized defensive lineman that you brought in, and you're like, we're so thin at this position. You have to come in and immediately start on the interior of the D-line. Not that it's going to translate on the field. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the guys this year don't look like that.
The depth is overall is just better, too. And it's more experienced at a high level of college football.
Yeah, and the second question here on this same article, and this is on Go247. You can check it out, 247sports.com. Will Lamar Brown hit the ground running? We've already kind of talked about that and what he is watching him over the last couple of years. He played like right next to my son a lot of times. And so like I saw him dominate on a football field. I think he's got a great work ethic. I think he is ready to go. Can't wait to see how Blake Baker and that staff utilize him because, again, he's got a different skill set than the other two young defensive linemen. Question number 3, we'll get to this last one before we take a break. Who emerges as cornerback 4 in Baton Rouge? Ooh. And so if you're going to say that, the obvious statement here is DJ Pickett's your number 1 corner, but P.J. Woodland, I know, Tate, you're a big fan of what he's done certainly a year ago. We know those are your first 2. So Jakeem Jackson, who actually didn't play a lot last year, but when he did, it was kind of impactful and made a couple of big plays. You've got, Hall, who's going to be a freshman. You got some younger players that don't have really a lot of experience there behind them. So it is a question because behind those 3 guys, because you had a big injury. What was it? God, one of the last plays.
It was Achilles. Aiden ended in the scrimmage.
During an interception. Ooh. So you don't have a lot there as far as depth. And so when you see this question, you might be like, why does it matter who your 4th corner is? But when you look at it and you see your 2 starters and you see Jakeem Jackson behind that, it's a lot of unknown.
I'd expand it to safety as well. Like I didn't get to go out there to every practice because a lot of times it was during our show, but I went out to pretty much every Saturday scrimmage they had. The depth on the secondary, I think your front line's great. I mean, right. Cooley, Benefield, Spears, Woodland, Pickett, I mean, you name it. I think those guys are awesome. Corner and safety, the 2s, I think they have a lot to work on. Like you mentioned, Jackson, Anding was kind of running as that second number 2 corner in that second group secondary. Safety is a relative unknown right now. I mean, there's a lot of guys there. None of them have played meaningful snaps here at LSU outside of those top 2 to 3 guys. So, like, I'd extend it to safety. Corner safety, the secondary depth is a big concern. That's probably my biggest concern on defense.
All right, well, we can talk about some of those other questions. We can get to the other ones. I mean, you mentioned kind of the safety position there. I think the defensive backfield, from what you have to roll out there, starting lineup, you feel really good about. Problem is, if you have one injury, think about it, to guys like Pickett, Cooley, Benefield, like you mentioned, Woodland, behind them isn't comparable to what you're losing there because of the experience. Even Deshaun Spears, who doesn't have a ton of starts, he still has a ton of experience, has had big games against teams like Florida. So even your star has a lot of success out there on the field in purple and gold. The backups just don't have that right now. All right, we'll get to the final 2 questions when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, for more than 60 years, Russell Pools has been helping Louisiana families create beautiful backyard spaces with custom pool design, construction, renovation, and maintenance services. So whether you're dreaming of a brand new pool, upgrading an existing one, or looking for expert weekly service, Russell Pools has the experience, craftsmanship, and attention to detail to get the job done right. Remember, they also offer pool supplies, equipment, chemicals, and outdoor furniture to help you enjoy your backyard year-round. So when you're ready to transform your outdoor space, trust a company that's been doing it since 1965. And it isn't just lip service. They truly are the person that is going to be there from the very beginning. When you sit down, you have the conversation, the pool design. They're going to obviously be there during the construction, but they're also going to be there afterwards. They are the maintenance for your pool as well. They are the true one-stop shop. Visit russellpools.com today. Russell Pool Company, building Louisiana's finest pool since 1965.
On such a timeless flight,
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home.
Tay, I'm not letting that go. We'll come back to that next hour. Man's going to see Scary Movie 17 with his whole family.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's 6.
Shout out.
It's 17. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, let's get back to this article. Go 247sports.com. 5 burning questions for the LSU defense. Number 4, just how great will Ty Benefield be? I could answer that question for you. In fact, I'm putting together my 2026 All Meathead football team in the Phil Steele magazine, and he is on the All Meathead team. But there is no one, and I mean nobody, in the city of Baton Rouge, in the state of Louisiana, including Blake Baker, that loves Ty Benefield more than Taylor Sharp. So, Taylor, take it away.
Ty Benefield's going to be really great is the answer. In all seriousness, that's why I was so excited when he got signed in the portal, because you may think, oh, well, safety might not be your biggest need as far as starter-wise. Yeah, he's going to do so much for your defense. It allows Deshaun Spears to go down and play star, which I think he's perfect for. He was really good at in the spring. Ty Benefield can cover. He can come up and make tackles at the line of scrimmage. He's that complete safety center fielder at the line of scrimmage, what you've been needing for years. I think Ty Benefield is going to be awesome.
Who does he, like, if you were to say, and again, you know him as well as anybody, if you were to say, like, give me a LSU safety in the history of LSU football that he kind of comps to.
Grant Delpit would be mine, because I would say Jamal. Jamal spent a little bit more time at the line of scrimmage.
All right, Grant
Benefield
Delpit
probably covers a little bit better.
All right.
I mean, Delpit's taller. Like, Delpit was 6'3". Benefield's not that, but they play similar.
All right, and the last question, will Whit Weeks return to form? I'll answer that one. Yes, he will. He's going to be healthy for the first time since Moby Dick was a minnow. Like, he just hasn't been healthy. The guy tried to grit it out against South Carolina, against Oklahoma. He tried everything he could. They've been smart with him this offseason. They haven't tried to do too much this offseason, and I think that is going to behoove everybody involved. I think he'll be right there in the middle of your defense, and my God, this defense isn't related to that defense if he's not in there. It's not even a distant cousin if he's not in there. He has to be in there. He'll be in there. I think Whit Weeks has a monster year for LSU. All right, hour number 2, OTB, coming right back your way from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to BayouAutomotive.com. Bayou Automotive, you've got Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And you can go to BayouAutomotive.com because when you go to the website, remember, you can check out all the new vehicles. You can buy right there online, and they'll deliver your vehicle to you. Now, you can go see them in LaPlace, Louisiana. They've got an incredible dealership. It's a very easy drive here from the greater Baton Rouge area. But again, if you don't have the time, right? Maybe you just can't get down there. That's okay. They will bring that vehicle to you. And then once you buy a vehicle from them, if you need maintenance, guess what? They actually are going to pick up your vehicle, give you a loaner, and then bring your vehicle back. That's the kind of service you get over at Bayou Automotive. Check out the Black Widow packages as well. It's in the top right corner of the website. And that's not just on Jeeps. They certainly have the Jeeps, but it's on Rams, it's on F-150, 250, 350, the Raptor. They do it better than anybody in the country. Go to BayouAutomotive.com today.